Excel Chapter 5, pages 290 through 293, also known as the last video. We're almost finished. Alright, on page 290, to group acquisitions by year. Number 1, click any date value in the row labels column. In the group, I'm not making this up, okay? First of all, we want the Pivot Table Tools Options tab, and then we want the group. So in the group, on the Pivot Table Tools Options tab, click the Group Field button. The grouping dialog box opens. Click Months to deselect it. Then click Years to select it. Click the OK button. The pivot table report is grouped by year, displaying the number of art acquisitions in each year. Take a look at figure 5-52 and compare it to your screen and make sure they're the same. Number 5, rename the worksheet acquired by year. So we come down here to sheet 2, we double click it, and we type in, and if you're like me, going to be going back and checking the spelling on the word acquired. Acquired by year, press your enter key when you have it correct, accepts that name change. Alright, now on page 291, let's create a pivot chart. Creating a pivot chart. To create the pivot chart, click any cell in the pivot table. In the Tools group, on the Pivot Table Tools Option tab, right here, click the Pivot Chart button. The Insert Chart dialog box opens. Step 3, click the Clustered Column Chart. This is the first one. It should already be selected, but if it's not, make sure you do select it. And then just click OK. A pivot chart appears next to the pivot table along with the pivot table field list. 4, click the Pivot Chart Tools Layout tab. Click the Legend button arrow in the Labels group. Labels group, Legend button arrow. Select None, because there's that label right there, that legend right there we're going to get rid of. And it's gone, and then the chart expands to take up the space. 5, in the pivot chart, right-click the chart title. Chart title right now says Total. Right-click it, and then click Edit Text. Select the title. Type Number Acquired by Year. Go back and check your spelling once you have it all typed in. Once you have it all typed in, just click to deselect within the chart. And flip to page 292. Step 7. Drag the pivot chart so its upper left corner is in cell C3. The pivot chart is aligned with the pivot table. Take a look at figure 5-53 to see where this goes. So we're going to drag this about there. Alright, to filter items in the pivot chart, make sure the chart's still selected. It should be, we just moved it. And then click the Date Acquired Axis Field button in the pivot chart. Date Acquired, right here, Axis Field button. Click that down pointing arrow. Click the Select All checkbox to turn it off. Click 2010, 2011, 12, and 13. So you should have the only things selected, 2010, 11, 12, and 13. Click the OK button. The pivot chart displays only art objects acquired after 2009. The pivot table is also filtered to display the same results. Click cell A1. Save the Lafourche Museum workbook and close it because you are finished.